Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Union Arena $2,000 Red Riot tournament. I am your host, Tony. With me is Unionversity.
What's up, Union Arena players?
All right, this is a top four match with Alessandro playing blue JJK Nanami specifically versus Kareem piloting purple Geas.
So definitely both very well-known decks in the format, both considered as tier one, like meta contenders, and they are heavy hitters. So we got a Colin going up on first. So again, I feel like Purple Code definitely likes going first the most, right? Out of all the decks in the game, because they have such a good pivoting point where they can either be super aggressive or just be nonchalant about it, right? I think that's like huge into this deck's like advantage points and allows it to do these crazy shenanigans.
Yeah, I am very familiar with Purple Geas. I love the deck to bits. It's really, really good. I specifically really like this guy's deck list. He's teched out a lot of cards. Interestingly, if you do want to check out the deck list, it is in the Red Riot Discord. It's on Xburst as well. He's teched out the specifically what was the winner Lelouch card. It is a double AP 4 energy 3500 that rips a card out of your opponent's hands. And when it dies, it draws two cards. On the surface, that looks really good, but specifically in the matchup against Sukuna and even especially Nanami, you will not
Hold
be
up,
getting
buddy.
that sideline.
He's not playing that one in this list at all.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's taken it out because against blue, it is really, really not gonna do well for you. So this is smart deck building by him.
Yeah, definitely. The major combination, though, with the other Lelouch, the one that says choose one of your opponents in the front line and loses 3,000 DP, though, it's a double energy generator boy, and it allows basically a complete kill of any 4K in the game because of the Gawain combination, or even Gurren. I mean, one of the basically the starter deck one basically can pop anything at that point because you're going to minus it with the Lelouch, but also, minusing something 3K and then, the gearing with the piercing just goes to town, right?
Yeah, this deck list is really good. It runs two of the double energy generator Lelouches that say target a creature on your front line. It can't be blocked by 2,000 or less. I think reducing the number of those is very good. You don't really want to see it, despite it having a pretty solid trigger with a 3K restand. It's not the best you want to see. He runs Ogi instead, which is a 2 energy cost double energy generator when it's active. No trigger, but still incredibly, incredibly powerful just to have something that stays on the back line. You're not going to worry about raiding it. You're just going to have it generating energy. You're not going to be screwed. And he cuts back on one of the Gurren Mark IIs that says if you have a Lelouch on your field, your opponent must block this card and it gets impact.
For sure. The big thing is Ogi, right? The boy, a lot of decks were tuning out the restand, when active energy generator. They were starting to cut them out more consistently because, Toshi was such a prevalent deck in the beginning of the game. And now with it kind of falling out of favor, it becomes this interesting way of looking at it that they're now more viable because the likelihood of your energy line getting suspended is now very slimmed down.
Yeah, that's very true. This deck, specifically his list, it doesn't have the Searcher Colin, which is fine. But it's a very, very high quality cards, like maxing out on the Gowans.
Classic combination, sorry. But the removal of the Kento right before you start doing anything else is just always funny to see, just because that's kind of just like, well, this thing's going to be annoying if I want to swing in, right? But
oh yeah. Oh, and he draws two because he did use a kill spell, which is a 2 AP card that restands 1 if Lelouch is on the field, which he is. and combining that with the C2 that says if you used a 2 AP card this turn, you draw 2 instead of 1. Very smart play.
Yep. I think the play is I think he has the gear the gear in that is the force block, right? I think right now that would be the better play in my opinion. But oh, it looks like he goes for the Gawain, minusing the board.
What's
Oof.
interesting about this matchup is that on the surface, Purple Coat Geas has not a terrible matchup into Sukuna, but the deck wants to be very reactive, and to a degree, so does Nanami. So it really is a chicken game of seeing who is going to commit more resources to the board for your opponent to be able to deal with. And it looks like the Purple Geas player wants to just establish a little bit of a 4K in the beginning, and he got kind of punished for it.
For sure. Yeah, definitely feel like oh god.
Getting
Yep,
aggressive.
this is the play that kind of earlier on in the event that we saw on our other commentation where they just brought up everything and then basically they're just going to remove that one threat and hit them for 4 attacks. So
as we can see, Alessandro, like you said, has done this before. It seems to be something that he likes to do. I faced him a lot in locals too. It is something he likes to do. If you, like I said, the Sukuna player, the Nanami
excuse
likes
me.
to. Wrong
That
card.
was funny.
Okay. It's okay.
And since he didn't have a Kento on board, it was just literally going back to the top of his deck.
Yeah, he could decide what to do. Like I said, it is something if you don't want to commit a lot of 4Ks to the front, you don't have to. If you have your domain expansions, just push up all your jobbers from the back and take some really safe damage. The Purple Geas player only had 1 card. Hey, why not move up the Makis? Why not move up the Nobaras? Get your damage in, and wow, he got a lot.
Yep. And this is where it kind of gets to the point of no return, right? Where there's nothing else you can kind of do because that top card you just put on top was not the card you needed for this turn, right?
Yeah.
You know?
This, like you said, this is the point of no return. I would some advice if you're facing against Purple Geas is get your damage in early, because the most they can do is slam down. I'd say a lot of their combos require 2 AP, sometimes even 3 AP to kill 1 or 2 things. It's very good at dealing with singular threats, but a full board, not so much.
For sure. And the fact that they went with the other with the play that they did where they went for the Garen, the Gawain play on top of the C2. I definitely think the play would have been better just to, kill the Nubara, even if it wasn't that favorable. At least it would have kept 2 bodies on board and he would have been at least in a better spot to be able to be a little more reactive in this turn because then they could deal with the Sukuna and then possibly hope that the opponent just doesn't have a second Sukuna in hand, right? Or a third one, let's be straight.
Yeah, it all kind of seemed like it went really downhill after that first point of damage. He got the Sukuna, and it kind of steamrolled from there. It really, sadly, it can just happen just in the snap of the fingers in this game.
Yeah,
And
not
it
being
looks
able to
like,
build a board presence at this point is definitely going to cost.
yeah, and 4 HP is more than enough to just tank this damage and go for the kill next game. And it looks like it's looking like it's over. No matter what he draws here, 3 AP and some characters in the front is more than enough. I don't even know if he has. Yeah, he has the Raidenotomy. That's about it.
He's got another removal spell in hand.
Yeah, as if that wasn't bad enough. There
That
goes one
insult
of
to
your
injury.
blockers. Swing into life. Yep, there it is.
Tight. There we go.